Hello everyone, this is another episode how to play against a lower rated opponent. I'm going to be participating in a tournament. Wait, can't I participate? No, I am participating now. And I will play a game against probably going to be a lower rated opponent. This tournament is like, maybe I can get a higher rated one, I'm not sure. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I got 2100. I know it's not the best opponent to like make an instructive game against him, but I am at least like 300 rating points up, so maybe some useful stuff will be discussed. So knight f6, this is what's so-called the like, it can be perk opening, it can be Philidor. My intention to play the Philidor next, so this is what I'm trying to do. Normally it's not the best option against low rated opponents to go for symmetrical structure, so I'm giving him the chance to take and enter this ending. But first of all, endings is not the like strength point of lower rated opponency. It's not a good move, d5 as early as on. And another idea is this knight is actually misplaced because I do have c6, and after I mean de in the near future c6, and this knight is kind of misplaced. Okay, so after d5, what can I do? First option is c6, another option is g6. Probably I'll go c6 and see how it goes, because now if my opponent takes, then I'll take back, bring one more pawn to the center, and the idea is like d5 to be coming. I am improving my queen here, and I am just asking questions as early as possible, and my opponent has to think. I'm not playing some normal moves here. So what can my opponent do? This is what we're gonna see. This is bishop d3. I do have c d e d knight d5, queen a5 check, attacking the knight, but there is knight c3, unfortunately. So what else I can do? Actually g6 looks interesting. I could take, take if knight takes is a blunder, because knight takes, e takes, then queen a5 check, I will win a pawn. So that's not ideal. And if c d e d, then g6 bishop g7, and I will have a very good structure. So c d5, yeah, I do believe it's a very good move. See, now I'm creating imbalance in the pawn structure, and this is very important to do if you are playing against lower rated opponent, not to create symmetrical structure. Or I mean, it's sometimes difficult to avoid, but if you get a chance to make imbalance in the pawn structure, do that. So now after c takes d5, as we said, knight takes d5 is a blunder, because I mean, knight takes d5, e d5 check and take the pawn. Is that an idea? Probably yes, so I'll go there. Yeah, my opponent has a lead in development, but I'm not sure how good is that. You need to watch out for the discoveries. For example, after c3, queen takes, some discoveries like bishop b5 or bishop takes h7. If I'm castled, this is interesting. If I'm castled now, then bishop takes h7, I'm losing the game. But now bishop b5, I have the queen here. I'm attacking actually, so it's not that easy. Maybe knight f3 is an option, but I do have bishop g4, probably bishop g4, probably e4 as well. E4 maybe, no, e4 is a bad move because queen f4 check and I'm losing the pawn. So it's not ideal. But maybe after knight f3, knight c6, e4 will be a threat, because I'll be threatening the bishop and the knight as well, and I am improving. And I am stopping this check, queen f4 check. So that's interesting. Queen f3. This is actually a dubious decision. Why? Because I am pawn up, and when you exchange queens and you go to endings, all of what I need is just to consolidate, and I'll be winning. Now I would like to play bishop e6, following the rule that says to take is a mistake, not exchanging and improving the knight. But bishop e4 probably is very strong, and I'll lose my rook, so maybe I needed to take. And now f5 is interesting, but I think I don't need to do that. Maybe, but wait, maybe it's the best move. Maybe it's the best move. First of all, I'm threatening something. Maybe it's not a big of a threat, but ideas like bishop e4 sounds nice. I don't have d5, unfortunately, because knight takes e5 is there. If I go knight c6, then maybe bishop e4. But then I could go bishop e6 d5, right? Yeah, knight c6. maybe now I'm threatening d5, you know. d5, f6, bishop b6, bishop b7, king f7, probably rooks to the center, and I am a pawn up, I should be winning. So let's see how it goes. 𝒂𝒕 614. Bishop e3. That's not a great move. Now I have the center. I don't have weaknesses. e4 is a threat on the air. So what can you do, my friend? I think he can do nothing. Now he's threatening the pawn, clear, but simply f6. Yeah. And rook d1, probably simply bishop to e6. See, I am playing simple moves now. Bishop e6, maybe king f7, bishop e7, bring rooks to the game, and I can say I am completely winning. Though that doesn't mean I need to sit and wait and play passive moves. No, I need to play good moves. Now after long castling, he was attacking here, so I'm just defending. Rook h2 e1, he's actually threatening nothing. c4, I always have either dc or d4. That's super good. Bishop e7 is my next move, but unless there is anything else. Maybe after that, like rook fd8, rook ac8, I'll start doing something like a6, b5, d4, b4, etc., etc. And I am a pawn up and no compensation, as I can see. No compensation, and now no funny business. Like, for example, don't go e4, don't go d4, don't play some like radical moves, giving up squares, giving him some counter plays, some chances here or there. Okay, the rook is on the same file as the king, so that another sign. Why should I go bishop e7, not, for example, bishop d6? Now I am not giving any like virtual chance that I'll make any mistake along this file. So bishop e7. Question, why king f7? Why not castling? Because we are in kind of endings. So in the end game, the king should be near to the center of the board, and the king should be used. So that's why probably king f7. Okay, again, we need to ask, what is the idea of h3? Probably g4. What's the idea of g4? Probably g5. But then what? G takes, and I don't see a clear threat. Actually, after g4, g5, maybe he lost here. So maybe king f7, as simple as. Away of the e file, making the connection between the rooks. Rook f to d8, followed by rook a to d8, and I am doing great, actually. Let's see. Then we think about, as we said, some pawn pushes like a6, b5, d4, etc., etc. Now, e5 should be closed forever. Actually, if g4, there's interesting move g5, but again, g5 is a funny business. Like there's some kind of h4 plan somehow, somewhere. I don't want to allow this. Though I could go g5 followed by h5, because after g4, g5, h4 is not there. Bishop takes g4 is a threat, or not a threat, actually, is an idea. And I'm attacking the knight, and the knight is pinned to the rook. So we are waiting. So this is actually a very typical game. I'm glad that we got this, because normally, like, I don't want to say 2100 played stronger than this, because actually I was kind of I don't want to say lucky, but the opening choice was kind of smart, getting him out of his preparation. And I am recommending some openings, like, for example, Felidor. If you're interested, by the way, I can give you some instructions or some videos about Felidors, for example. So write me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you are finding this useful, and suggest me in the comments what do you want to see next. Okay, anyhow, again, see, I am kind of not focusing now. I should focus, because this is actually how winning games lost. You got an advantage and then you relax. Okay, fine, everything's winning, and then you lose the game. Okay, bishop a4, he wanted to go bishop b3. This is actually the idea, as I can see. So probably rook fd8. Support the d5 even more, and bishop b3 now is just meaningless. And actually, such type of moves will put my opponent in kind of a desperate situation. Like, what is this? Like, everything I wanted to do, he's just knowing and stopping beforehand. This is annoying. Okay, now rook ac8. activating the least active piece. This rook was the least active piece, so he's attacking twice. I'm protecting twice. Maybe now ideas like rook d2 doubling on the d pawn, I can do the same, but I do believe now d4 is super annoying. Though maybe after d4 bishop takes, king takes, some tricks along this file might be annoying, so maybe I need to watch out. Okay, king b1, very good move. Prophylactical move against d4, that's interesting. And now I wanted to go knight a5. But what I don't like about knight a5 is that there is bishop takes a7. So maybe first I could go either b6 or a6. a6 will weaken the b6 square, so ideas like bishop b6 might be coming. Ah, wait a second, is there c4 ideas? No, c4 I can't take. So simply b6 now. And my next idea is knight a5. Like I can see rook d2 being played in this position. But I do believe knight a5. Doubling, I take the knight. Sorry, the bishop. Otherwise, my knight will be improving. Slowly, slowly. Just doing nothing. Improving slowly, slowly. Now there's bishop c2 attacking. Probably I'll go g6. Though it's not forced, maybe. Because after bishop takes h7, there's g6, king g7. But maybe ideas like knight h4 is there, so probably g6 is better, probably. g6, f5, bishop f6, for example, etc., etc. I have a time advantage, so that's great as well, and I'm doing fine. See, I'm almost like my opponent's almost losing. I'm doing nothing. I just won a pawn in the opening, and that's all. Why did I win a pawn? Because my opponent faced kind of non-standard opening. It's actually a very accurate one, the Philodor opening, but it's not familiar or not known in the probably 21, 20, 2000 level. Okay, b6. And now my opponent is thinking, what can he do? Rook d2, as expected. Now he wanted to go rook d1 and then attack on d5. I'm curious about what's going to be happening after this, but maybe bishop a4 is kind of annoying. So probably knight a5. Before he's doing his stuff, I go knight a5, pushing this bishop away. Bishop c2 maybe. And after bishop c2, the easiest one is to go g6. The easiest move. Is it the best move? I'm not sure, because I do have knight c4 as well, having a higher threat. And after knight c4, the bishop will be taken, actually, and the position will be simplified somehow. Or maybe knight c4 and doing something else, maybe. Like with this, he's allowing some ideas like bishop f5 checks. Maybe rook c4. Well, rook c4, maybe bishop b5, something. It's not clean, you know. Yeah, probably knight and takes. Yeah, probably easiest way. Knight c4 attacking both here and there. And wait a second. This is not a mistake, but I do have bishop f5, bishop d3. Okay, he did not fell into that. And okay, knight takes e3. And after rook takes e3, rook takes e3 must be played, right? Because you cannot weaken your pawn structure. You already, this is actually not a great move. Okay, what's now? What can I do? What can I do? What can't I do is e4, for example, giving up the square. I could improve the bishop like bishop c5, attacking. Is e4 an idea? I cannot see. But you know, maybe he would like to do like bishop b3 and now doubling up. Maybe that's something. But I could do the same, you know. Okay, first of all, let's go bishop c5. Why? I wanted to improve my bishop. Now, this rook cannot enter the game according to the weakness here. E4 can't be a good move because I take, you take, and then bishop f5. So there is always some stuff along with this diagonal. knight back. What is the idea? e4, I also have d4, so I'm fine. Maybe a6, b5, improving the pawn structure. But I'm kind of like pushing him to play this idea, which is bishop to b3. But it's fine, it's fine. I mean, let him do it. Just a6. a6 followed by b5. I'm doing great, as I can see. Okay, now this is actually a trap because of g6. So I might allow it for one time and go with b5. If bishop takes h7, then g6. Knight b3 attacking the bishop. I could allow it, by the way, but the bishop is doing great along this diagonal, so no need. And now what can my opponent do? Bishop d3. Doesn't want to fall into traps. Actually, such a move is a great one. I do love these moves, you know. Just sacrifice and exchange, but it's not recommended. When you're completely winning, don't go for such a funny business. And now, is a4 an idea? No. Wait. Do I have... Oh, d4? No. If a4, then maybe I have d4. Okay. So now, is it g6 or h6? Normally, it's g6, but g6 will weaken the f6 pawn, so that's why I'll go h6. It's kind of like safe play, you know? Safe play. And now, is d4 an idea? Like d4, cd4, bishop d4, knight d4, rook d4, exchanging everything and go to endings. This is very important actual idea. Never allow opposite colored bishops. So never go bishop takes b3. Even if you win one pawn, 2 pawns, never. So just bishop takes. No checks, nothing. Rook takes d4. I have the file. I am up a pawn. There is bishop takes a2 actually. If king a2, then rook takes c2. Another pawn. That's interesting. So let's go. Let's go there. Bishop takes a2. Allowing some tactical ideas. If king c1, by the way, then bishop b3. So he has to take. I took back. And now what can you do? My friendo. My friendo, you could resign. Why? Because I'm attacking here. g4. See, I don't want even to give him the file. Rook b4 is something. But there is rook b1. What can I do after that? I'm not sure. So, when you are not sure, just improve, you know? King e6. And now if he takes, I take back. We'll have a passer. And that's super good. Takes, yeah. And king e5. Improve. Each time improve. Just rook c4 is interesting, but maybe... Yeah, I feel like rook c4 is interesting. And my opponent just ran out of time. I do believe I played a very great game. Okay, I paused, I do believe, right? Yeah, I paused the tournament. Let's have some analysis now. Here we go. Some analysis. I do believe I have accuracy, 98%. This is great. And 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros. So e4, d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, e5. What I was talking about this ending actually is very good for black. There's bishop e6 here, but king e8. And the main imbalance here is that this knight here is kind of misplaced. After, for example, knight ge2, c6, then this knight have no squares. I do have ideas like knight bd7, b5, a5, for example. This way might be happening, and this b5, and then b4, pushing this guy away. And then after this, maybe bishop c5 ideas, like take, attacking the bishop, and then bishop e6 is coming, king e7, knight fd7, knight b6, and black is completely fine. Black has a great game, actually. So after d5, I went on to play c6, second best move now, and after bishop d3, c takes d5, giving my opponent options, and he choose probably the worst one. After knight takes e5, probably he has a chance to play bishop check first. That's interesting move. And then take whatever, like bishop b5, and after like knight d7, take is good because e takes d5. There's queen a5 check. I'll take the bishop. So or queen takes d5, After bishop e7, castling knight f6 is a bit annoying. So e d5 is played, check, and took the pawn. This is a dubious decision. Don't go for endings when you are materially down. Take 6, knight c6. I do believe like bishop c4, bishop b4, or even c4 is a must to play now after bishop d3 and d5. I do believe now I am completely winning, having a solid advantage. with no compensation, no plans at all. I'm just improving. Nothing is there. King f7, best move. Rook hd8 is best. Rook ac8 is great. And now b6. Actually, computer wanted b5, go aggressive, b5, a5, but b6, be solid, stop any sorts of actions here. Knight a5, knight c4, take, bishop c5, play it simple, no complications, no funny business. h6, my opponent went e4, d4, takes, and after bishop a2, a little tactics here and there, and I am just completely winning. This is actually gonna collapse. Rook e1, d3, king d4, improving the king, a5, a4 as well, and we'll be winning this game after d2, king d3. I hope you find this one useful as well. So at the end, try to have imbalanced pawn structure started from first move, from move number 1. Try not to play as much as possible against lower rated opponent. Ideas like e5, Sicilian is a great option. d6, e5 with knight f6 or without is another great option, because you're kind of actually not e5 right away, because e5 right away, this ending actually is not that great for black, because now this knight is not there. See, this is the best move, bishop c4 or a4, not knight c3. Why? Because normally the knight is looking or placed on this square, actually, the c4 one. Okay, anyhow, this is important, and don't try to, whenever you're winning, don't try to complicate stuff. Just play it as simple as possible. I'm winning now. Okay, exchange, d5, f6, bishop e6, improve, and let your opponent decide and make reaction based on his decision. I hope you find this useful. Write me in the comments your suggestions, and see you in the future. Have a nice one.